All right, here we go. Playing us in.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
Some
Here we go,
idiot.
indeed.
What are you gonna do?
That is louder than usual. So it was softer than usual. Now it's all louder than usual. I don't know. I don't know. There's no middle happy ground.
Yeah,
So
now I have to turn my volume back up. We're sorry, everybody, if we just blew your speakers off. Mhm.
yeah, no kidding. So
All right, here we go. Hello, Earl. How you doing?
I'm doing good. We had a little hiatus last week because I think you were out of town or something like that.
Yeah, anniversary.
Yeah,
Went to Victoria.
very cool.
Lovely place. Went whale watching very successfully. Two humpback whales, three orcas, and a whole bunch of very, very smelly sea lions.
Fair enough.
There's this place out there called Race Rocks.
Hmm.
It's this rock formation with a lighthouse on one of them, and then there's like a water in between, and then another rock on the other side.
Yes.
Absolutely full of sea lions, just top to bottom sea lions all over the place, swimming in the water.
Hmm.
And you're swimming up to them, you're like, oh, look at the sea lions, they're so cute. Oh my god! And then they swim, they drive the boat between the two rocks, and then you get downwind of it on the other side, and you're like,
Oh
oh my god,
no, sea
it's
lions.
so bad.
The sights, the smells, the
Yeah.
sounds.
It was
All
sort of
right.
like at first you're like, oh, geez, ooh, that is a smell. My goodness. And sort of like oh, it's all just part of the experience. And then after you like your next three breaths and it's not going away, you're like, oh, make it stop. Oh my God. Oh my God. Pulling your shirt up and just, oh, jeez.
There's the petting zoo and then there's a smelling zoo. So
Uh, yeah. There's also a very excellent petting zoo in Victoria, by the way.
okay,
Um, it's called Beacon Hill Park. There's a petting zoo in Beacon Hill Park if you're ever out there.
very cool.
The
Sounds like
trick
you had a
is,
little bit of adventure.
it was great. The trick is you come at closing time. And at closing time, they have the goats in their little pen, but they want to put them into like some kind of enclosure at night. They have a goat stampede through the whole thing. At
That's
the end of the
amazing.
night, everyone has to like line the route and clap, and the goats run through the route, and they end up in the enclosure for the night.
That's kind of amazing.
It's if you can't make it to Spain for the running of the bulls, it's the next best thing.
The running of the goats.
Running of the goats.
So
What about you?
back
How was your week?
well in Burnaby, like because there's so many ducks at like the parks and whatnot.
Hmm.
If you start feeding them, which you're not supposed to, but we do anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, you get the running of the ducks, and then a whole whack ton of ducks come running at you. So that's fun too.
And do they leave you alone afterwards, or?
Well, when you stop feeding them, they stop following you.
I heard
So
Vancouver is upping their budget for goose poop cleanup.
they got to. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. So
We were out at
what, Trout Lake?
what's Trout Lake.
Yeah.
The first week we were out there doing our martial arts thing, poop everywhere.
Yeah.
Just you couldn't find a spot. Like if you went under the trees, I don't know why, but like under the trees, it was like less poopy over there, but just poop all over the place. Came back the next week, couldn't find a single poop.
So there
So
you
I
go.
don't
There's
I don't actually have an answer for
Vancouver's
what happened. Did they
updating
have
their pooper scoopers. So
did they
who
have a
knows?
guy come by with a sort of vacuum thing that scooped up all the poop? Did it rain and the poop washed away? Does it degrade to like bacteria eat the poop? I actually have no answer for where the
It's
poop went from one week to the
the
next.
case of the missing poop. That's good.
He's missing poop. So there you go. If you're if you're watching out there, comment below what happened to the poop.
Where did the poop go? All
Where did
right.
the poop go? We're doing it for all right. Oh
Nice.
yes, seriousness. Anyway, did you do any business related activities this week?
Yeah, I had some really good meetings with some really high-end clients. So yeah, if some of these pan out pretty good, we're gonna hit up some head offices. So that'll be fun.
Nice. Get some more CEOs.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's all dealing with funny enough because the a lot of the premise of our show is AI. It's dealing with AI. So it's a lot of
Yeah.
AI gigs abound. So
Yeah, we're definitely in the AI boom time right now. It's It's a question of how long. Like everyone's going to be so into AI. There's going to be a bust on it, and then it'll sort of settle out into okay, where does AI actually fit into our lives, and where is it like not really necessary?
Fair enough. But
I think.
when Sora 2 came out, the video maker,
Yeah.
they let it off uncapped. And so there were no copyright strikes on it at all. And people were
Oh.
just going ham. So there are so many SpongeBob videos of SpongeBob like driving a car, the police pulling him over, and then him just driving off. So it's interesting to see what people did, and then all of a sudden Sora's like, oh crap, we didn't put the we didn't put the safety guards on. So people made a whole bunch of really funny content,
Hmm.
and now the content guards are back up and saying, hey, you can't do that with the copyright strike. Da da da. So
I always like when shit like that goes down, stuff like that goes down. Excuse me.
all good.
I always like picturing this scene at the office.
Mm,
It's like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Hey, Bill, did you put the copyright guard on in the code there before we launched? Did you? And Bill's like,
Right.
I love thinking of those moments. Like, oh, the
Yeah, I
now
wonder
you're.
though if they did it on purpose, right? Because they
Hmm,
probably launched it without the copyright guard, so people would just go nuts and then just make a bunch of cool stuff and then share it and then they go viral and then they put the copyright guard back on. It's like, hey, you're not allowed to
hmm.
do that. So
You
that
know,
could be a good marketing scheme.
could be a good marketing scheme. You know what that whole thing when Coke introduced New Coke? I don't know
Oh yes,
if you're
that was
familiar.
terrible.
Yeah, so the Coke was made with real sugar.
Hmm.
Okay. They introduced new Coke. People hated it and they're like, give us back Coke Classic. And so they released Coke Classic, but they took that opportunity to switch to high fructose corn syrup,
Mm,
right? And people accused it of all being a big conspiracy
right.
to drum up more interest in Coke and make the switch to high fructose corn syrup because they figured if they made the switch to high fructose corn syrup, people would complain about that. But if it was Coke Classic coming back after they demanded it, they would accept it. And a quote from the CEO was, "We're not that stupid, and we're not that smart."
Yeah.
It's like that
Some
is too clever an idea.
sometimes it's just a happy accident.
Yeah. Do we believe him? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll
But
see.
speaking of AI and AI invading all things everywhere all the time, and by the way, if I was a commercial actor, I'd be really concerned right now.
Yeah, no kidding. I saw some of the commercials done with AI and they're spectacular. I'm like, wow, that would have cost $1 bajillion in the studio. So
Yeah. Yeah. The difference between having to hire actors, hire camera operators,
lights.
design a set, build a
Yeah.
set, all that cost being eliminated, it is not going to be possible to
And now you can
talk
just
them.
type some words and make a Sasquatch talk, which is great.
Yeah. So it's not, generally you see some, like, there's a lot of people trying to take jokes, and instead of typing the joke, they're having AI people tell the joke to each other or run
Yeah.
the little scenario, which is much less funny. But it's always quite obvious. Oh, hello, Bill. I am coming over here today. Like,
Yeah,
but it's not going to be long before it starts sounding more normal. You know what I mean?
definitely. I love how they use Will Smith eating spaghetti as a litmus test to see if
That's
they
the
can make things look good or not. So
that's the metric. And then yeah, there was a video of Will Smith eating spaghetti that came out a while ago, and I was like, is he actually eating spaghetti? I don't know anymore. It's crossed that line already.
yeah, there you go.
The spaghetti
Alrighty.
index. Alrighty,
So
so
we'll dive right in.
we'll dive right in. We are talking today about, you can see my image back here, um, using AI to make a lead magnet for your business.
Hmm.
Am I phrasing that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I tested out Meta AI image generator,
No,
which
okay.
sort of appeared without a lot of fanfare. It was like on my feed on Facebook. And I was like, try Meta AI for image generation. And I'm like, what? So it actually does a great job. What the design here is, this robot has magnet hands. Can't point
Yeah.
at it. There, it's magnet hands,
Okay.
and he's attracting envelopes. And it actually is sort of looks like a Norman Rockwell painting, and it's really good. Problem is, it does not let you adjust the aspect ratio,
Oh no.
and
Another one of those.
it does exclusive. It's not that it like refuses or doesn't understand. It can't. it only exclusively generates portrait style images for your phone.
Oh, because it's Facebook, so you
Because
can
it's
post them on
Facebook.
Facebook. Gotcha.
Yeah. Which
So
I was like Square anyway, but so
Facebook AI
yeah,
is like, no, no rectangles for you.
no rectangle. Yeah. So anyway, I just posted, I thought it would in itself be an interesting topic of conversation.
Okay, fair enough.
Was it? Was I wrong? Maybe I was wrong.
I don't know. They looks like giant lobsters.
Yeah. There were other ones that look more like magnets, and I don't know. Anyway, so we should tell people about the show. So this is Earl and the Idiot. We have Earl here. You heard from the intro. Very smart guy, big deal in the business world. And he's got smart ideas, and I'm here to be stupid and ask dumb questions, which is the only way you ever learn. So I'm playing that part for you at home. You don't have to ask the dumb questions. I'm asking the dumb questions. And we get AI to tell us about a topic or to write out a points on our topic, and then we discuss those. And we found that's the most interesting show to make. Whereas if we actually just write out a show notes and follow it, it becomes really boring and stilted.
Yeah. Plus, plus,
And
plus it's faster.
plus, it's faster, and our laziness really factors in pretty heavily there.
Well, I think so because how it works is I give you a bunch of topics from discussions I've had during the week, and you pick one, and then literally from the time you picked one to the time I finished the show notes was 4 minutes. So
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
that's very
And we
appealing
used
to
to
the likes
stress
of
over
us.
this. We used to like take like half an hour to prep the show notes and everything else, and I'm like, 4 minutes is great.
Mm-hmm. Then the trick is not sounding like you're reading a script. And if
That
we're going to
too.
make a stilted show, we might as well generate the whole show with AI if it doesn't have that human element,
Yeah, no kidding.
which
So
is
anyway,
coming. Anyway, we asked AI this week. Today's topic is using AI to build lead magnets for your small business. I'd like 3 things to do, 2 things to avoid, and 1 red hot tip for building lead magnets for a small business. Quote, what's better than cold calling strangers? Having them chase you down because your freebie was just that damn good. That's what a great lead magnet does. And with AI, you can build one faster than your coffee cools off
I like it.
or before you can finish your water bottle full of electrolytes.
All right.
Okay, I always like to start this. Let's start by just actually defining what a lead magnet is.
So the lead magnet is a thing that it's an informational piece that you can give your clients, right?
Hmm.
That is one type of lead magnet. That's the most commonplace type of lead magnet.
Yeah.
There are other lead magnets. You can't really make them with AI though. So like one time at a trade show, it was a trade show in like I think the middle of Arizona, so it was super hot, and they were running low on water actually at the show, and brilliantly, our lead magnet was water bottles. So we had a whole bunch of water bottles called Magic Water, and because we had this Magic Water, everybody was coming like walking around going, "Where the hell did you get that water bottle from?" "Oh, Magic Water's over that booth over there," and everybody just beeline for our booth. So as simple as a Magic Water bottle, right? Is one of them. Another one of the lead magnets we created at a trade show again was we essentially rented this entire digital car setup, and it's like one of those car racing video games, but it's like an actual wheel. You actually had pedals. You actually sat in like a faux car thing, and my God, every male at that entire show lined up to see how fast they could do a X number of laps because there was a prize at the end, and the prize was a little model of the car that you were driving. For the women of the show, there were bags, and so there were these giant, like beautifully, like just set up bags, and they were fighting each other for them, right? Like when we ran out of bags, like because they were running out of the bags on the hook, we had a bunch more in the back. But when it was running low, people were like ready to scrap for these things, and I'm like, yo, that's a really good lead magnet. So
nice. Yeah,
but in this case, yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna tangent as I often do, but there's a clothing store here in town that my girlfriend likes to go to, and they've gotten very clever because they put a video game, like a stand-up video game, in the back.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, take all the time you want, honey. I'm back there playing Pac-Man. Um,
That's a good one actually. I like this. I appreciate the stores that have like a boyfriend slash husband chair, right? It's
right?
just like, okay,
Yeah,
this is where you sit while you wait for.
yeah, exactly. So, okay, I'm going to ask a stupid question here. Is an ad a lead magnet? Is that the
The
same
ad
thing?
could lead to a lead magnet. So the ad
Okay.
could be an offer to a lead magnet, right? So you have some. So I'll use an example, literally from last night.
Hmm.
So one of the guys, so we ran our mastermind last night, and one of the guys who was there was talking about merchant processing, and he ended up using ChatGPT to actually write an entire lead magnet on where to look to see if you're getting screwed over on your merchant processing fees.
Hmm.
And so I used ChatGPT to make this, and like I looked through it, and it was actually not bad for a first pass, right? So we have to run it by our merchant dude, but I mean, the vast majority of the things were correct. I'm like, oh, that if you look here and look here and look here, this is where you find out if you're being screwed over or not. And like I said, the vast majority are correct. So it definitely speeds up the process. So
So, okay, maybe this is just me being an idiot, but I feel like I'm not. Is it a lead magnet is an offer? It's something you're.
it's an offer to educate. So usually it's like a PDF file, or it's a workbook, or it's a video where you say,
Hmm.
hey, you've always wanted to learn this. You're missing this one key ingredient. It's not your fault. You didn't have this ingredient or you didn't know about it. Here's the ingredient. If you want this video, PDF, or whatever you're going to show them, put your name and email address here. And then that's a lead magnet, because leads who are attracted to that offer, when you build the offer, usually it has something to do with what you actually sell, right?
Right.
So anybody who's attracted to the lead magnet has self-identified that they have that problem. And since they have that problem, they want a solution. They're looking for stuff. And if you're teaching them things that help them along the way, then congratulations, that's a lead magnet.
All right. So, like a loss leader or a sale is not a lead magnet.
It's not the same. A loss leader or a sale is a different function. It works kind of similarly, but
Hmm.
usually you have to have something to sell, or you have to have something like a product or a service or something that you're going to trade. It's like when milk goes on sale and they force you to walk through the cereal aisle, right?
Hmm.
So it's a different methodology by which to bring in clients, right? It still works, but
Yeah.
usually traditionally a lead magnet um is a no cost thing to you, so you can give away as many as you humanly possible.
Right. And one more stupid question before we go on. Is a lead magnet always a free offer?
Yeah, so so most people have a hard time selling, right? A lot of
Hmm.
people can't sell things or services or whatever, right? So yeah, your first mission, should you choose to accept it, is to sell something for free, right? And if you can't
Hmm.
sell this thing for free and nobody wants it, there's probably no way in hell you're going to sell your product or service, right?
Fair enough.
So, because if you can't convince someone to take something for free, you got some problems.
All right. Let's see what ChatGPT says to do about all this. Three things to do when specifically using AI for your lead magnet.
Mhm.
One, start with the pain, not the product. Don't ask, what can I give away? Asks, what problem keeps my customers up at night? I like that. Use AI tools like ChatGPT or Claude to generate lists of pain points, then build your magnet around relief, not features.
So it's been studied that people will not necessarily chase the carrot,
Hmm.
right? So when you give them an offer or an incentive, right? Otherwise, every employee would work their ass off because they're trying to get their bonus, right? So not necessarily that. People aren't chasing that as much as they are running away from pain. So
Hmm.
when you talk about like the stick and the carrot, right? People will run away from the stick twice as fast, right, as they will be chasing the carrot. So when it talks about start with the pain, not the product, that's definitely the way to go, right? To cause people to make a change, you have to elicit an emotional response, and the emotional response to pain is right? So everyone's like, so if you can essentially, you know, wound your client mentally, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, does this
Let's
hurt?
not
Yes.
let's
Oh
let's
my
not
God,
say it
I
that
need
way.
that.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
So, but I mean, it's really what works though, right? Because the reason why a lot of news stations produce bad news rather than good news is because, you know, bad news hits you harder emotionally. If it was all good news all the time, everybody would be like, oh yeah, that's really nice. But you see some bad news, everyone's freaking out, going, oh, that's horrible, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, starting with the pain, not the product, is sadly just the psychological correct way to do things because that's how we're wired as humans.
Hmm. Okay, and so specifically with ChatGPT here, we're saying, yeah, ask AI whatever you choose. It's funny that ChatGPT says perhaps you could use Claude. Um,
It's just helping a brother out.
right. So we're starting with a kind of brainstorming session with AI on what pain points exist for my chosen clientele.
Well, once you have that list of what keep your customer awake at night,
Hmm.
you know, that's really kind of what your marketing should be like as a first glance, right? Like you're here to solve problems, right? uh the purpose of sales is to serve others, right? So you're
Hmm.
helping them fix something or repair something or get something that they didn't have that they wanted, right? So, you know, what keeps them up at night, what problem keeps them up at night is a really damn good sales you know, lead magnet, right? So because it just works really well, right? If you're helping them fix what ails them, they're going to come by. And so that's the function of a lead magnet.
Okay. And I like this, build your magnet around relief, not features. Can you
Yes. So
amplify that a bit?
building your magnet around relief, not features, is really good because it's the feeling, right? You're selling the feeling. So you want people to have that transformational feeling experience, um you know, while they're going through what they're going through. So, you know, you talk about a problem, you talk about a way to relieve that problem, people are inherently interested because they've self-identified of saying, yeah, I got that problem, I need to fix this thing, right? So that relief makes a huge difference, as opposed to, oh yeah, it makes french fries 3 different ways and it's got 6 different speeds. Who cares, right? Because it's not about the thing that you're selling, it's about the person you're selling the thing to, right? So there's a fun quote that we always used to use before: it's not the thing, it's the thing that sells the thing, right? And the
Hmm.
thing that sells the thing, you know, better hurt a little,
Hmm.
right? Because if it
Right.
doesn't, right? I mean, um when they were doing, I don't know if I brought this one up before, infomercials back in the day. The infomercials used to be, look how great we are as a company, blah blah blah, me. You
Hmm.
should buy from us because we're awesome, right? And then one day some guy changed it to be all about the product, and then everything went bonkers crazy. And I think the first one to do it was the rotisserie chicken guy, right?
Oh yeah.
So the rotisserie chicken guy talked about the um the relief, right? Saying, well, don't you want a delicious meal for your family? Don't you want to be able to remove like dangerous fats from this thing? And then it's got a picture of the rotisserie chicken spinning and doing its thing, and the fats
Hmm.
dripping off of it. And that talks about relief, not features. If it was selling the feature, it'd be saying, hey, look at that chicken spin, right?
Hmm.
So as
Yeah, I was just
opposed
saying
to,
like,
you
oh,
know,
our rotisserie chicken has a two-speed rotator mechanism.
yeah, exactly. Who cares about the two
Usually.
speed rotator mechanism? It's all about the, hey, don't you want your family to have a healthy meal,
Yeah.
right?
I like how infomercials attack the pain point when there's always that black and white shot of like the guy trying to carry the thing. He's like, what? And it goes
Yeah,
everywhere. And
it's always super over exaggerated. Like
yeah,
he's really
that
completely useless.
that's the pain point. But if you're like, I felt like that yesterday, then hey, guess what? You're the target. I remember when those
Yeah,
came out and everyone was like, these are really stupid. But it's like it went on so long, it must have been working like a hot damn.
yeah. Well, we have a turbo broiler, so it's the same kind of thing. It just doesn't spin, right? It just sits there and, you know, broils, right? So that's good. It's got the little catchy tray thing with the fat underneath, so still does the same thing. It works. The chicken is crispy and delicious and wonderful. And
Do you remember that big triangle thing. It was shaped like a B-2 bomber, and you held onto it, and it had the spring mechanism, and you pressed it into your abs.
Yes.
Remember that thing? Everybody had one of those in the corner of their house. There was always one of those collecting dust in the corner of the living room.
You know what? I used to laugh at the shake weight.
Oh God, yeah, that's the classic.
Those were great.
The younger generation doesn't know what we're talking about. All right, we're kind of behind here. Let's go. Second thing to do when you're using AI to make a lead magnet for your small business. Number two, use AI to research and repackage. Take a long form blog, YouTube transcript, or podcast episode and ask AI to summarize it into a PDF checklist, check sheet, or mini guide. Example, turn a 10-minute video on marketing funnels into the 5-step funnel checklist, downloadable in under 10 minutes. Downloadable in under 10 minutes. Everything's downloadable in under 10 minutes.
I hope to God it's under 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think that really means to say that.
But using AI to research and repackage, yeah, for sure. Like, because sometimes I'm too lazy to watch a video, right? And there's this like this hour-long video on stuff, and I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. So I take the video, I hurl it into ChatGPT and say, yo, summarize this into like a 3-minute read. And then it does. And it just highlights all the main points. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Right. And so using AI to research and repackage and making it easy for your client to get at, that's the ultimate laziness factor, because I'm already too lazy to watch the hour-long video, right? So if you summarize it for me and make a checklist and, hey, just follow these things and follow this checklist and you'll get this result, giddy up. So that's a good bribe, because it saves the people time, and it lays into the laziness factor, which is crazy, but that's part of it and how it works.
Laziness is the mother of invention. That's why we invented AI show notes.
Yes.
So I would say that's not in here, but I think you'd agree with us that having someone interview you is a great way to create content. Like, most people are happy to talk about their business endlessly, right? Record an interview.
It's different when somebody interviews you, because there's a back and forth and there's that question, structure. Because you just rambling about your business gets boring after a while. Right. No matter how good of a speaker you are, you just rambling about it. Most people don't have the gift of gab, or public speaking, or the ability to entertain an audience, right? Like, it's pretty tough, right, to entertain people these days, especially with people's attention spans. So, adding a second person and then the back and forth between it adds a layer of interest.
But then you can transcribe that and then compress it with AI.
And then you make the checklist, and the checklist is just as sexy. So yeah, you've got the best of both worlds. You got the back and forth between the two people, and then you've got the summarized version of, hey, here you go.
Nice. All right, charging ahead. Number 3, automate the funnel. Once the magnet's built, use AI to write your autoresponder sequence. Have it craft 3 follow-up emails that educate, nurture, and then pitch them softly. Bonus, use tools like Go High Level or Beehive to make this plug and play. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that you can use AI to write autoresponders now is a gift from the gods. So the average person requires, I think it's 8 to 12 touches. Like 80% of sales happen between the 8th and 12th touch. So if you're not, having a sequence that's got a minimum of 12 touches, you're leaving money on the table, right? So, and people are like, 12? Really? I have to email you 12? Well, yeah, people are busy. They get distracted. Stuff happens. The dog barks, something, the doorbell rings, and attention is broken. So if you're not hitting them 12 times minimum, right? One of my old students actually had 2 years of daily emails.
Oh,
2 years of daily. Imagine how long it would take to write that back then. This is before AI. But with AI now, imagine you just push a button and it just poops out 2 years of daily email. And I asked him, was it worth it? Right? Was it worth it to have that many friggin' emails? He's like, dude, some people buy on email number 500. And I'm shaking my head going, oh my God, you're still getting sales off of, yeah, emails a year and a half into this thing. And yeah, he is. So guess what? The more touch points, and you know what? If there's too many emails and they unsubscribe, you know what? Maybe they weren't serious about buying it anyways. So I don't recommend necessarily going that aggressive. Like, 2 years of daily emails might make people go crazy a little bit. But yeah, just don't forget to do multiple touches. So it says have it craft 3 follow-up emails. That's got to be the bare minimum, right? So because most people don't even do that, which makes me go crazy.
Yeah, I just learned that about one of my clients. I've been working with him on leads or whatever. And I just talked to this other guy who's doing video content for him, and he just dropped the bomb on me. He says, "Oh yeah, they don't follow up with their leads." I'm like, I've been
Why?
generating leads for this guy for like 2, 3 years now. I don't know, 3 years at least.
And he never
He's
follows up
not.
with the leads. Oh dear Lord.
Yeah, and he just called me, not so much complaining, but saying, geez, the leads we get, like we get the leads we get from the website, they're not really turning into anything." And I'm going, oh, okay, how do I adjust the lead funnel, or how do I adjust the ad to target better? I'm like, hey, how about you call the leads you get? What a concept.
He thinks
All
that the
right.
leads are just gonna sprout in the customers headlong into buying things.
Yeah, it seems like they're falling between chairs. Like they're so busy over there, they don't have time to call the leads back. And it's like, well, then you're not going to close any of them, are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially his line of work. It's a bigger project type um, service. It's a larger
Mm.
thing. It's not a like come by and pressure wash my driveway or something. It's he might be people might be thinking 6 months, a year ahead. Anyway, that's me venting.
All right.
ChatGPT, 2 things to avoid when using AI to create a lead magnet. One, avoid generic garbage. Amen. Everyone's seen free ebook, 10 ways to grow your business. Snooze. That's ChatGPT saying that. Use AI to personalize, make it industry specific, results oriented, and visual. The real estate agent's 7-second social media checklist.
Yeah,
Still
I mean,
slightly
like the real
generic
estate agent's
enough.
7 second social media checklist speaks to a certain demographic, tells them what they're going to get, tells them how long it's going to take, versus 10 ways to grow your business. That is a snooze fest, comparatively speaking. But
Yeah.
that's always been the case, right? Because some people have like really, really bad lead magnets, right? So,
Hmm.
it's just so generic that it would work for every business. So ask yourself the question: if you took your lead magnet and you put it in a completely different sector, would it still make sense? And if the answer is yes, your lead magnet isn't specific enough,
Mhm.
right? It's just like, hey, here's like 10 ways how to lose weight. Great. That that that's not
Mhm.
really that specific. But if you talk about 3 ways to lose 5 pounds so you fit better in your wedding dress, right? That's much more specific, right?
Yeah.
And then, like if you have it, like my trainer has it that he only trains men, C-level executive, over the age of 40. So it's only for executives, only for people over the age of 40, and only dudes. And so
Mhm.
because it's so specific to that thing, when he uses imagery, when he uses specific examples, it hits our generation very, very specifically. It's like, wow, that was written for me. That sounds really
Yeah.
good. And so when it does that, like the message, this is true for lead magnets. This is true for your headline. This is true for your content. This is true for everything. Like, avoid the snooze fest. Don't make a bunch of boring blogs for the sake of making a bunch of boring blogs. Make them fun. Something more specific to your niche, right? 100%. So because otherwise, it's going to be a boring read, and then if it's a boring read, if you bore your clients, they won't come back.
Fair enough. Yeah, when you said that, like, over 40 men, I don't call myself a C level, but right away you're like, oh, that guy would know what I'm up against.
Yeah,
That guy's experience is going to be in my area, so it's like going to be applicable to me.
100%.
Or the other day with the mastermind, someone gave their pitch, and I was like, that pitch has no interest to me at all. But yeah, I'm not the audience. they said, "Oh, help clinic owners do this," and I'm like, "Is that a problem clinic owners have? If it is, I'll bet they'll love it."
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Right
But
there, it's like
that's a good
I'm
thing.
not the target,
Like
right?
good
Mhm.
marketing should repel the wrong audience type and attract the right audience type. Because if you're not repelling some people, one, you're not aggressive enough, and two, you get too many tire kickers.
Yeah, it's a good point. All right, we are actually running short on time. Two, don't forget the value exchange. Don't just slap a download button and pray. Use AI to write a short teaser that sells the freebie. Your headline and bullet points should make people think I'd pay for this.
The point of the lead magnet is it must be valuable enough that people would have paid something for it if they had known its value,
Right.
right? Because if it's not valuable enough to make people go, holy crap, I would have paid for this, right? And it's in today's day and age, information is free. And information can be generated by like lots of different things. And you ask Chat GPT for information for like near anything. And
Mhm.
so it's no longer the information that people are valuing, right? It's the time saving, and it's the encapsulation of it. It's gathering it for you, so they don't have to go gather it themselves. They know they can go on YouTube and watch 37 and a half videos to find information on this thing, but they don't want to go through 37 and a half videos, right? If you can
Mhm.
do it for them and summarize it up so they can save their time, right? And then all of a sudden, they're thankful to you, right? Goes, hey, this person summarized a bunch of stuff that would have taken me forever to figure out, right? And because they feel unsure of themselves and whatever they're looking that for that solution for, you bringing certainty into their life, showing them, hey, this is how to do it proper, and then they read it and they watch the video and they get it, right? There's this thing called it was by Eben Pagan, called moving the free line, right?
Mhm.
And if you move your free line to encapsulate stuff that other people charge for, people are going to ask, just going to wonder, what the hell do you, if you take my money, what are you going to give me? Oh my God. Like what you gave me for free was amazing. If I give you money, does more stuff come out? Yes.
Hmm.
Right. And that's the difference. So yeah, don't forget the value exchange. Agreed. AI is crushing it today.
Yeah,
There's
doing
there's
really
there's
well.
been none that I'm like, oh well,
Mhm.
no, but yeah, because sometimes it does that, right? It's just like
Mhm.
sometimes I disagree. It's like, no, not at all. But it's nailed all of them this time around.
AI knows how to use AI. Very good.
Yeah.
We should ask it some really human centric like, hey AI, what's some 3 ways that I can make my home feel more inviting over the holidays, or something like that, or like, how can I increase the nostalgia factor of my Christmas party? Do you think it?
Yeah, but it'll just rip Martha Stewart and then pull all that data
That's
in.
true. It'll just steal from people who've already come up with those ideas.
Yeah.
Um, All right, we are on to the red hot tip from AI. Red hot tip says use AI personas for targeting. Tell ChatGPT to act like your ideal customer, e.g., pretend you're a time strapped plumber who hates marketing. Then ask it what kind of free resources would actually make them give up their email. You'll get gold straight from the mind of your avatar. Quote, AI doesn't replace creativity, it supercharges it. If you've got the ideas, AI gives you the speed. The only thing it can't fix, a boring offer. Don't be boring. Pretty clunky
uh,
closing statement there, AI, but all right.
so
You've
telling
you've
it to
you've said
act
this
like your
before.
ideal customer, yeah, that's a good one, right? Because people ask AI all the time, I need this thing, I need that thing, blah, 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 blah. But it's rare that people kind of go the other way, where it's like, hey, I have this thing. Can you critique it for me? Right.
Hmm.
And tell me what's wrong, what could be made better, et cetera, et cetera. And then acting as the customer and then critiquing it from the customer's point of view is magical, right? So you think you have the best things in sliced bread. Here's your lead magnet. Here it is, blah blah blah. And then you ask it, hey, act like my ideal customer and throw me some objections after taking a look at this lead magnet. Dude, that's killer. Like now all of a sudden it's playing devil's advocate for you. And a lot of us can't look at things from the other side. Like it's tough for people to switch sides because they're so ingrained, they're so married to their idea that they're like,
Mhm.
this is the best idea ever. Nothing could go wrong with it. It's so perfect. Look, it's my baby. And then you ask AI to rip a hole in your canoe, and it's just like, hey, look at all the things that are wrong. And you're like, oh, I never thought about those, right? And
Yeah.
so yeah, that's funny because that's what I've been doing as of late. Like I have it rip into my copy for landing pages or like copy for things. And this is like, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did
Hmm.
like, holy crap. Right. So acting as the client and then having it throw objections is a wonderful thing because it shows you a light that you didn't think to look at yourself. And most people don't, right?
Nice. All
All
right.
right.
Is it that
Well,
time? It's that time of the week again?
it's time for
Hack of the week.
the hack of the week. So I'm gonna give an old tried and true resource another shout out. Utilize tools like Answer the Public, right?
Hmm.
And to grab all the questions that people are asking in your sector, then use AI to build the outline for a great lead magnet. Because if people are asking this thing, people want answers for this thing. So if you use that and then you fill in the rest with your actual knowledge, right? That sets you apart. This is what makes you different from everybody else, even in a commoditized space, right? So, for
Hmm.
example, Dan, you make websites, right?
Hmm.
Uh, there's how many other people who are competing with you that make websites
Too many, man.
that
Hmm.
do it for cheaper, not necessarily better, but cheaper, right? And so there's a lot of people in that space, but there's a lot of people who still ask, questions. Do I need a website? What is a website supposed to do? And the fact that you've got this special ability to look at a business and map out its process and figure it out, right? When you talk about that stuff and then you fill in the blanks with your knowledge, they go, I never thought about that, right? People think, well, yeah, why do we have a website? Oh, just because we need one. It's a super big business card that goes on the internet.
Hmm.
No, right? It's supposed to do the selling for you. So if you do your website right, it's a salesperson that works for you 24/7. If you do it wrong, it's a big, it's a big business card on the internet, right? So that's not what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to actually sell for you. So, and then what you need to do is use AI to help write the offer to sell the offer, the freebie, right? So make this your main offer and follow up and build relationship with the people who engage. And all of a sudden, like at the very beginning where it says that you're chasing all these customers, have the customers chase you. And it's a very different story at that point, right?
Could you run that by me again? You said make it the offer to offer the offer. What was that?
So you make the lead magnet your main offer, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Every time someone visits your website, your mission is to get them to download the lead magnet.
Hmm.
Because if they download the lead magnet, that means they've self-identified that they have the problem that the lead magnet solves. The lead magnet should be attracting customers who need and want a website, but you're explaining to them what the hell a website's for. Like this is what it actually should do, right? And there's a lot of websites out there that are complete garbage. I'm not going to name names, but there's this dude who makes websites and they're terrible and they look like they were made for like Yahoo in the 1990s, like today.
Yeah.
And um and he's like, "Oh, I'm a website specialist. I've made hundreds of websites." And I'm like, "I'm sorry for all of your clients because all the websites are terrible, right? It's just like it doesn't sell things. It just tells you how great they are, and it's a giant business card, and it's just no, right? Like the website should be serving the client as well as giving information about the business. It's it can't just be blah 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 me, right? So because the website should be about serving the client. Hey, do you have this problem? Here's a bunch of different solutions for it. Here's our solution. Here's what we suggest that you should probably do. Hey, do you want a checklist of things that you should do to start alleviating that problem right away? Yes, right. And then once they experience some relief from that issue, you hit them with the follow-ups, and the follow-ups go, look, you still having that problem, or did you actually really solve it all the way through with this thing? Hey, did you know that people who solve the problem this way might experience a recurrence? And when this happens, this is how to avoid that. Would you like a service that helps you avoid that? Right? It's about getting people to feel, really, and then remind them to either keep the feeling and maintain that feeling, or want more, right? So that's really all it is. And from like a psychological standpoint, right? It's here's a feeling, you like it, cool. You want some more of it, or you want it to keep going, then do this.
Nice. I think that wraps it up.
That's a wrap, I guess. Yeah. Well,
I
thank you
was
for.
I was just checking. I just stepped out. I was checking on if anybody was liking us on Facebook. Not this time. No comments to respond to. That's okay.
Giving the
We'll get you
shout
next
outs.
time.
We had like a half
Push
dozen people engaging with us for the older episodes. Actually, funny enough, like this is like a weeks after the other episode. There's people liking them, and I'm like, oh, cool. So
Yeah. I should go back because let's see, for the episode we did, you've got the pinned one. Why have you got this one pinned? From September 24th.
oh, I usually pin our latest one, but then I forget to sometimes.
So the last one is liked by Michael Rager, Judy McKenzie, Anissa Jane, Amanda Buckle, Jeremy Deichen, Joel Mark Harris. Shout out to all you guys.
Nice.
Gotta
Well,
switch
thank you
the
for
pin.
watching the show. So
Yeah. And thank you everyone for tuning in this week. Really appreciate it. Thank you, ChatGPT, for doing all the heavy lifting. We really appreciate that.
yeah,
And thank you, Earl, for the brilliant insights.
no worries. Happy to help, and thank you for being an awesome co-host as usual.
Do what I can. You want to play us
right.
out?
I'll play us out. Here we go.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
We got that down pretty good.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
See you, everybody.